All right, y'all. Look, we don't know what is going on. The lighting acting crazy. The camera acting crazy. The camera just cut off on us, y'all. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So we back to finish this up.
It was the devil. Yeah.
So anywho, we were saying,
But yeah, I was saying, ladies, you say you want a leader, right? And so you were saying, because you had just went into
you got to
saying,
make sure you got a David instead of a Saul. You want to with a Saul instead of a David. If you're not relying on God to help you make that choice.
right? So what's the difference between the two leaders?
Yeah, well, we already know that, we see where David was, he relied on God, right? He relied on God. It was about him relying on God, and we see that before he even was ordained as the king, right? Appointed as the king. So Saul, he relied on himself. It was about himself, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We know David was repentive, right? Saul, he justified his sin. Talking about he's gonna sacrifice to the Lord. Instead of killing, doing what the Lord told him to do, he's justified. Right. We see where David was repentive, and not only was he repentive, he was able to receive the consequences of his sin. That was humility. You know what I'm saying? And so there is a difference. There's a difference between having a Saul and a David. We see where David is considered a man after God's own heart. Yes, David did some wrong stuff, but his heart was still postured towards the Lord, right? Obeying God, right? Serving God, right? It was about the kingdom of God for David. Saul it was about his kingdom, not God's kingdom. You see what I'm saying? So there's a difference in the two men, and so you don't want to wind up with a Saul. You want a David. David had some weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? David did some stuff, but at the end of the day, his heart was postured toward serving, obeying the Lord, submitting to God. He had a repentive heart, right? And so that is the difference between the two men.
Right. Yes. All right. All right.
Hey,
and so, we
putting
would,
emphasis on it, brother. It's the difference.
right. Yeah, definitely. And we definitely need to know that it's God's voice that we're following and listening to,
Yeah.
because we don't want to be deceived. We don't want to be misled. You know what I'm saying?
Once again, that comes with your own personal, intimate relationship with the Lord. Religion is not going to get you that discernment.
Right.
It's not. You will wind up with a Saul doing religion, practicing rituals and traditions and all of this. Oh, I pray, I speak in tongues. Do you know the Lord? Like, really know the Lord? Are you really fully submitted to the Lord? Seriously.
Right. He go to church. She go to church. Okay.
I don't know. There's so many things that we can jump into, when it comes down to that, not just the spiritual side, but also the emotional piece. You know what I'm saying? We pick people based off of where we are emotionally, right? Our maturity level.
Right.
And so it's like you picking the person. If you're spiritual, if you hear spiritually, then you most likely gonna wind up with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's all the time, because when we got together, you were on it. I don't know what happened. Life let you just. I kept on going with the Lord, and that's why a lot of the stuff that I went through, because my husband wasn't really seeking God like he was when we were dating, and that's why I was attracted to the brother. Like, Lord, he a sexy chocolate man, but sexy chocolate guy. But the spirituality, when you are really spiritual, really, really spiritual, you want somebody spiritual, period. Carnality is not attractive to you. It's not attractive. And so It's like that's what really drew me to my husband. That's what really that's what made me want him. To how he pursued God. You know what I'm saying? And we pursue God together.
Right, exactly.
You know? And so that when you're spiritually minded, you're attracted to somebody who's spiritually minded.
Like we were saying the other video, I mean, it was, conferences, 21 days of glory.
Fasting like crazy.
Yeah,
to the point I'm like, Lord, I'm disappearing.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. We had to make sure, you know what I'm saying, because we both had to come out of worldly marriages, you know what I'm saying? Like, we cannot go back into that same, path.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So I know I said a lot about me knowing that he was my husband and stuff, but he did watch me too.
Right.
He didn't just was like, oh, she fine, she look good. He watched my walk with the Lord.
Right.
And he saw that it was authentic.
That's it. Yeah.
So I don't have anything else to say.
So
that's
we're
all
gonna wrap it up,
Yeah, but we wanted to make sure we get back on.
Right, because we couldn't wrap up the other video. I don't know what happened, you know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, you know what else? I want to say this too. I know we say we're gonna wrap it up, but I gotta say this. Don't see for people who dating. We talked about making sure that you have that intimate relationship with the Lord. You need that because you don't want to be humping and bumping with somebody. That messes up stuff big time.
Yeah, it blurs your vision.
It does. It does. Because you connected to this person, right? You're bonding with this person when you having sexual intercourse with this person. And so that makes it hard for you to see anything. Because the reality of it is this: you out of the will of God. You out of the will of God. So how can you hear if this is the person for you? If God is saying release this when you out of the will of God,
right? Yeah.
Your flesh is doing what it wants to do. So it's gonna be bent towards this person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep yourself in a holy place. You gotta keep yourself pure while you are dating somebody, so you can hear from the Lord. That is key.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's like we do a lot of counseling. You know what I'm saying? And so, if we know that God brought us here, it won't be as challenging, I believe, you know what I'm saying? Because we'll be at maturity levels where, we can walk through these things, in a healthy way, you know?
So what are you saying? Like when you say it won't be as challenging, you're talking about if a person is bent towards God, the heart is bent towards God.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it won't be as much heartache and heartbreak and foolishness, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's one of the components, a huge component. But then the other one is emotional health. You have to be emotionally healthy, emotionally mature.
Right.
Spiritually mature and emotionally mature. And like I said in the verse, there's so much we could touch, but we can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot that's not being shared in the church and stuff like that on emotional health and how that plays a huge part in having a healthy marriage, because that for us is like we put the flyer out there and it said on there, what we want. We don't want not just a good marriage.
Right.
We don't want you to just have a good marriage. We had a good marriage. That wasn't it. We want you to have a healthy marriage.
Right.
Because that's what we have now. We have a healthy marriage, and it's wonderful.
Now, when she mentioned the flyer, she's talking about the Simba's certified facilitators, right? And so that's the flyer.
The flyer for the marriage coaching. The flyer for the marriage coaching, y'all. And, and if anybody wants us to come and share anywhere, what we do, all of that stuff. We put it up on all of the platforms.
Social, right.
Yeah, except for YouTube. We don't go on YouTube, but social media is up there.
All right. And so remember, guys, information without application leads to stagnation.
And then devastation.
and then devastation to your relationship. And
your
so,
life, Lord.
right. And so, until next time, guys.
Till next time.
Peace.